là normalement.
C'est quoi ta chaîne?
C'est ReyTyne Stream Live. Attends, je vais pas dire de conneries.
C'est avec un E, ReyTyne?
ReyTyne. C'est ReyTyne Live / stream.
Ouais, ça, pour moi ça coûtait quand même moins cher. 190 €. Oh. Et alors?
De toute façon, je vais te voir quand tu seras sur le stream.
Pardon. Je croyais pas que ça allait rebondir dans ton doigt, te faire mal et tomber par terre.
Ah oui, t'es là. C'est bon, je suis là.
Allez, c'est nickel. Tu vois l'image du cochon là?
Ouais. Avec la femme.
Hein? J'avoue, ça fait chier.
Ah, c'est ouvert.
J'espère aussi. Oh putain.
You want to know what
Est-ce qu'on
gets my
peut
mild
mettre... Attends,
churning?
je m'excuse, je me retournais, je te parle.
Edgewater
Qu'on
has
peut
suffered a
mettre pour,
cavalcade of
dans
disasters,
les
plague,
niveaux,
marauders,
du
desertion.
compagnon.
Then you wanted to
Ici,
know.
c'est bonus.
And I was so damn sure our luck was starting to
L'ingénierie
turn.
augmente compétences
I never
d'ingénierie
knew how
quand
right I
par
was.
Vati est dans le groupe.
Ouais, je
Just
sais bien.
answer one question
L'ingénierie,
for me.
c'est trop cool.
Ouais, c'est bien. Et je
Ouais,
suppose
tu-
que chaque compagnon va avoir le sien.
Tiens, ben je vais mettre ça. Au niveau d'après, je lui mets plus 10%
That
de
power
chance de
regulator is
récupération
company
de motifs sur le
property.
terrain et plus 25%
Whatever you were hoping to find
de
down here,
jauge
I
de
advise you
dilatation
to turn
temporelle
around
tactique,
and
et c'est tout
leave.
ça, c'est pour moi.
I have got guards posted with orders to fire on you. Apology. Space.
Vas-y. Oh putain. J'ai failli tuer mon allié.
Ça y est.
Ouais. Je m'en fous, je rebute. Armure anti-ME.
Frère, je t'entends en 2 fois.
Il faut que je retire, attends. C'est normal, il faut que je retire le micro du paramètre de diffusion. Paramètres avancés.
Wow, you got that?
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome! Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. Edgewater won't last another season without power, but that don't change the fact that I'm indentured to Spacer's Choice. Company expects me back at my post. I have imagined it, but until you came along, I never thought I had the choice. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves from my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think? Yes! I'm Captain.
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Umbrella.
Captain, what can... Do you know how to install a power regulator? Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering. Our engine room is located behind you, across the car. What can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating with... I am prepared to... We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow Gladys.
Transmission ended. We've arrived at the groundbreaker.
Can we talk?
That's not the point. This hack would just knock out one of my workers.
Customs and inspection, right this way.
Identification, please. You've got a ship, but you've never visited Groundbreaker. You must have just dusted off from one of those dirt-side outposts. Well, according to your ship's... You'll want it his office. Access... If I had to take a guess as... You take the starch out of him. Oh, and if you're... Wanda... Much... Is there any... Make sure... I gotta... You need... Maybe. 2 big... Most of those jobs... Are you... You must be one of... Goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies decided to... Yep, Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters and wildcat miners. Seems like every year the board's off. Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing, a few years before her sister ship, the Hope. Once everybody'd been de-thawed and dropped dirtside, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life. I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Now, here we are. Sitting around drinking. Sure. Glad. Coming out, Chief. Happy to. All right. Be seeing you.
I picked up this weird signal the other day. It was coming from Monarch.
Rizzo Spectrum Vodka. Aftertaste the rainbow.
You know, I got a full...
Go back to Byzantium, bastards.
This is Halcyon News.
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. He must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer? Oh no, this is terrible. My dear friend, what devilry is this? In whose miserable fever dream am I trapped? There's no need for hysterics. This is all a hilarious misunderstanding. I impounded Alex's ship, not yours. Well, I guess it's yours now if you're captaining it. It's a game we play, he and I. I ask him to turn in Phineas Wells. He tells me he will soon. I impound his ship. He explains why he can't give me the info right now. I ask him to turn in Wells. Around and around we go. What? I'm sorry? I'm quite certain I heard Wells. Phineas Wells. But you... It's always like this with you tramp freighter captains. Fine. You're free to go. I've removed the impound order on your ship. But before you go, I did have one request. Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell you where Wells might be? Anything at all? You haven't read the posters? He's a terrorist, a thief, a madman. It's really in the colony's best interest that we stop him before he does further harm. Well, Alex knew, or he said he did. And you have his ship. Maybe he kept some records around, or a conveniently placed note on his bedside table? That's... well, that's just terrible news. Law, what am I going to do now? The board will have my head. Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional of me. Is there anything else I might help you with? Information on the whereabouts of Phineas Wells would go a long way. Well, it's my white whale, I suppose. An Just a teensy one, the teensiest. Nothing to, lie awake worrying about for nights on end or anything. The thing is, I needed money. A lot of money, quickly, for reasons. I might have pawned my official board seal to Gladys, the black market fence here on the Groundbreaker. I can't authorize the paperwork you'll need to turn Phineas in without it. It's only temporary, of course. I'd never leave something so important in the hands of someone of such a dubious moral character. I was going to buy it back once I raised the capital. So you'll need to get my seal back from her if you want to hand Phineas over to the board. Oh, it might surprise you. There's no call for that kind of talk. No, I should apologize. I can't help being rather on edge. I really do need that seal, you see. Rather desperately. I can't grant you access to Byzantium without it. If the board learned of my foolishness, why, by the law, they'd fire me. I absolutely would not. The board isn't even the worst of it. Gladys intends to sell it to the highest bidder. She's demanded I provide her with proof of its authenticity. And if I refuse, she'll have those goons at Sublight Salvage throw me down the waste disposal shaft. A spicy little pickle entirely of my own making. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I'm certain Gladys can be made, well, can probably be made to see reason. I'll be waiting.
Are you listening to me, Emperor?
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient, or an oven. Just like store-bought. Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in. Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms... Do you know Edna, over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, you've got an ear for intrigue and a nose for bits. I like that. The more we got... Don't... I found a handsome ceramic mandapillar at a salvage auction last week.
This is Halcyon News.
Hey, you got a second? Hey, we don't know each other yet, but I'm Felix Millstone. I was in the middle of a little discussion with the local authorities when you passed me by. I noticed your ship in port. Got to thinking you might be looking for some crew, so I wandered by. Just to take a closer look. Gotta hand it to you, boss. That's a fine-looking ship. Only thing it's missing is me. Yes, I absolutely am. Just give me a shot. That's all I'm asking. I could be the best damn crew you ever hired. Sure, an interview. That sounds fair. I mean, first time for everything, right? Ask me anything you like. It's delicious. Mock apple pie and a tripicale crust? Maybe with a little cream on top? Classic. Wow. You don't know how long I've been waiting to hear that. Thanks, boss. You're not going to regret this.
Huh? Oh, I am alert and awake. Not to worry. I take our ship's security highly seriously. I've shut off the visual feed from my ocular inputs in the captain's quarters, so you're free to disrobe whenever you'd like. Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? Yes, Captain. Beginning playback now.
There's viscera and death. Everywhere. Gunfire, gnashing teeth. The unemployed. For law's sake, if anyone's...
Captain, we are now capable of accessing the Roseway landing pad. Also, corporate... What part of the... How can I be of assistance? Certainly. What would you... How do linear algebraists settle arguments about matrix transposes? With a dual. Now playing a Spacer's Choice advertisement jingle.
It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's Choice.
My pleasure, Captain. As you wish, Captain. Certainly, Captain. As you wish. I request you... We're now in orbit above Roseway, Captain.
No guards, huh? I like this place already. Something chewed clear through that armor.
Clear the roadway. Obstruction of commerce is punishable by a fine of no less than 10,000 bits. Warning. Pathing obstruction.
Hey, is that gunfire?
You picked a hell of a day to visit. I'm Vaughn. Vaughn Cortez. Dr. Vaughn Cortez. But just Vaughn's fine, really. Hell if I know. There were a bunch of folks with guns and a lady yelling about wanting jobs or something. Next thing I knew, the Raptidons were loose. We've been cooped up in here, I don't know, hours? Too long. I have to get back to work. Dr. Crane might say otherwise. Me? When those guys started shooting the place up, I was first out the door. I had to leave an experiment running at the lab. Something I've been working on a long while. Something that could really get me ahead. Know what I mean? Why? Are you heading to the lab? I've been extracting organic compounds from Raptidon.
Whoa, slow down. Benefits?
In certain social situations. Personal situations. Where you might want to, enhance your charisma. Sure. Of course. Our lab's south of here, down the road. Not the old public lab, the one past that, built into the mountainside. My equipment's in the lower levels, way in the back. I have a big room all to myself, dissection tables and whatnot. It should have been running this whole time. Just grab the results and bring them here. Great! This is really gonna save my ass.
So those charisma-enhancing benefits he was talking about, it was just blowing smoke, right?
You're underestimating the importance of the 8th back.
Was that supposed to be the living quarters? Seemed about as livable as a coffin.
If you've come to end my life, let's be on with it. Oh, I am certain it could be made into that as... Let's focus. The research is in the safe in my office. The lab... Too many of...
This Crane guy cares more about his research than his own people.
Now they got the... Oh, now they got the carbon in here. What does it look like? I'm preparing a personal defense device. No, I left schematic.
Organic materials detected on roadway. Please ensure mechanisms are free of reversal.
Love a good brawl. That's what happened. Yeah. Now that was fun. That's the last of him!
Smells like something died in here. Looks like we're doing this! Woo, that had to hurt! Careful, you're hurt! That's the last of him! Taking in the scenery? This was a nice break.